What's up, y'all? It's your girl Asa. Y'all already know what time it is. Okay, we are here with another video, and this time, y'all, I am sharing the news. I am leaving. I can't even say it, y'all. I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm leaving Los Angeles. Wow. By the time y'all see this video, I have already moved out of my apartment. Y'all see the boxes. It's echoing in here. It's pretty much empty. And I'm already headed to my next destination. I still cannot fully process what's happening, but it's an amazing feeling, bittersweet feeling. I'm going to miss LA. But in addition to that, I also want to share why I'm deciding to leave LA, because I feel like there are so many people who move to this city, move from this city, and don't always talk about why. And I want to get into that. So let's go ahead and get into this video. But before we get into this video, if you are new to the fam, go ahead and press that subscribe button and go watch my recent videos about how I moved to LA with no money and all of those videos, so that you can kind of catch up to speed, sis, because you got to get the tea, okay? You got to get the tea before we get into this video. I need you to be all the way up to date, okay? So usually the top few reasons of why people leave LA is probably because they move here without actually visiting, and they don't realize that LA is nothing like television and the movies, or they go through a lot of financial issues and they really just can't keep up here, or they just find themselves super lonely and depressed and people end up leaving. I feel like I've experienced it all. Like, living in LA is not for the weak, y'all. It's not. It's super cute on Instagram and on television and all these things, but like, LA is no joke. It's not just because it's expensive, but it's also because most people out here are grinding so that they can continue to live here. But also there's like a lack of connection of people outside of work, okay? I don't know if there's a way that I can get people to understand it. I feel like the Californians watching, like, y'all get it. And people who've lived in LA, like, they get it. It's like so much to do here, so many people here, so many amazing things happening, but like outside of work, there's not really much a life. Unless you're going to the club and partying and drinking and doing drugs. That ain't me. So to make this video very short and simple, I broke down 3 reasons why I am moving from LA. And I am blessed to say that the reason I'm leaving is not because of financial hardship or anything, not because I feel like I can't handle LA. It's really because I feel like I've done what I wanted to do here and I'm ready for my next move. I moved to LA with a very tunnel vision mindset. Like, I wanted to get here, I wanted to hit the ground running, I wanted to heal, I wanted to grow my brand, network, and really like level up emotionally, physically, mentally, all of those things, y'all. And I did that. I'm super grateful for that, but LA, baby, LA was not easy, okay? I was here for 4 years and 4 months, y'all. And I have been at my lowest and I have been at my highest here. I always say in my videos, I have been the most brokest in LA and I have been the most paid in LA. And I'm leaving the most paid, okay? Let's get that straight. And that's all because of the glory of the Lord Jesus Christ, okay? But I will say that, like, being in LA, I want to say that LA helped raise me, because there were so many things that I think that I knew as an adult, as a young adult, coming to LA, but then being here on my own really taught me how to like really level up, how to be sharp, how to be confident in certain rooms, like how to ask for what you want, and how to like really network and get to know people outside of just work. Because one thing about it, y'all, there's so much to do and so many people to see out here, but their intimate connection is like one thing a lot of people struggle with out here. Like, so you have to be intentional with finding community and finding genuine people. And being here helped sharpen my discernment, helped me sharpen how I see people, how I really lean into relationships, helped me even pursue relationships more. Sometimes you think, oh, that's my cousin, that's my best friend, like, yeah, we're gonna talk whenever, but like, no, you actually have to pursue people you love and people you really genuinely connect with. And I feel like LA taught me that for sure, because if not, you'll be out here lonely and sad, girl. Lonely and sad, okay? But let me get into the 3 points before I get off on a little tangent. My first reason for moving out of Los Angeles is my wants and needs have changed. And I wish someone kind of would have told me this growing up, that like, you're gonna have all these goals and dreams, but it's okay if it changes over time. Because I feel like when I first started realizing, like, actually, like, I don't care to work all the time. When I started to like have these moments of like, I actually think I don't want to do certain things, I kind of felt bad and guilty because I was like, dang, am I like giving up on myself? But really, like, I learned through therapy and just conversations with mentors and wise counsel that like, as you grow, your wants and needs are going to grow and change, and that is okay. Like, girl, you're allowed to change your mind. Don't let nobody else tell you that, okay? And so the first thing for me is community. Like, I genuinely want to be around people who love the Lord, people who love Jesus, people who are sold out for him. And yes, there are people here that are sold out for Christ. There's community here, and y'all know I talk about it in my recent video, what Christians should know before moving to LA. But there's just something about being around my friends that I already know from college, from high school, who are deeply rooted in the word, that makes me feel a little bit more safe. I feel like out here in LA, there's so many young believers that sometimes living a lukewarm lifestyle can be very easy to fall into. I'm not going to get into that too much because I really don't want to like get into that video. I feel like that's a video in itself. But I really want to be around sharp believers. I think the closer I get to God, the closer and the more of the desire of wanting to be around other people who are closer to God grows in me. And I just found myself every time I would go to the East Coast and I would go to church with my friends or like different things, I would be like, dang, like I've been hungry. Like not hungry, of course, physically, but like spiritually. Like I was like, dang, this is what I've been craving. Like this is the type of word I've been needing. And I just started to see how like that has just bear fruit in my life. And I think that being on the East Coast and being around like other believers who are young, older, wiser, whatever it is, for me personally, I just want more of that. And I want to be tapped in with people who are like sold out for Christ more than just on Sundays. Y'all, also in this stage of my life, there's like so much that I went through while living in LA. My ex-boyfriend lost both of his parents. My best friend lost both of her parents. I missed out on a lot of life moments being in LA. And experiencing grief from the passenger seat was very scary. It was very eye-opening, and it was just very like, what am I doing? Like, I'm out here chasing my dreams and booking these campaigns and doing all these things, but like I'm missing out on funerals, I'm missing out on baby showers, I'm missing out on graduations and birthdays. Like I can always get a partnership, but I can't get that time back, you know? And so I think that as I started to experience these things with my close friends and people were passing away in my family too, I just started to realize like I really want to lock in and be closer to home, but still have a healthy distance, okay? But I still want to be close enough to where I can show up and be places and like be present, you know what I mean? My older sister has a daughter, which is my niece, and like she's growing up so fast, and like I see photos and I'm just like, dang, like, you know, I want to be a part of her life. I want her to be able to say like I have an auntie who I can go visit in New York, or like I can go visit and go to the water park with her. Like I have little cousins that are growing up. My cousin, who's like a sister to me, just had a baby, so like I'm the godmom of her son. Like I want to be a part of their lives because I remember people who were a part of my life and who, oh, I'm gonna try not to get emotional in this video, but I think that the older I get and the more I realize like I want to be a part of the lives of the younger generation that's coming after me, because I want to be there for them, right? Like I want to be able to pray for them, hug them, love on them, be there for major moments, because I had that. And sometimes honestly I didn't have that, and so I want to be able to fill that void for the younger generation in my family and within my friends that's having kids too. Also too, this falls under community, is that being in LA, y'all already know, you're probably gonna hear a million times that people out here are flaky and fake, but they're kind, but they're not nice. Like all of that is true, right? But I also have this, I'm a very loyal, trustworthy person, and I expect that out of people. And sometimes I get my feelings hurt because I expect me out of people. Baby, that's a word, okay? We're not ready for that today. We're not here to preach. But I say that to say I wanna be closer to people who are committed to me and not committed to what I can do for them. And LA is great if you wanna come here to work on yourself, to grind, to be in grind mode. Like LA is a perfect place to be for that, because there's a lot of transactional relationships. I'm not here for transactional relationships anymore. Like, of course we have them, right? they're gonna always be around where it's like give and take, but I really want to lean into those relationships that are genuine, that are intimate, that are just love. Like, you don't have to give if you take. Like, I just want to be around people who I just feel are committed to me and not what I do, not the following I have, not all that good stuff. And don't get me wrong, y'all, I will still be out here in LA working and flying back to do different shoots and campaigns and things, but I think that being rooted on the East Coast is just going to be so much better for me to lean into those relationships. So community is number one. Community is number one. The second thing is career. So we kind of touched on this in the first one, y'all. Being in LA, like, people are very laser focused on their career, and that's a good thing, especially for us young people in our 20 somethings. Like, if you want to like lock in and get your career up and going, and you want to be in LA, you really want to be focused, you trying to get done with that toxic ex, baby, like, LA is the place to really come in to lock in and work, because there's so much work here. There's so much money here. There's good churches here. Like, you can really come here and just like focus on you. I'm in a place in my career where I don't want to just work. And that was a hard realization for me, y'all. I've been working since I was like 15. Like, everybody know you was babysitting, you know, your friends, co-workers, kids, or your auntie's kids. Like, y'all know how it be in a black family. We was babysitting at like 15 years old. We always had a job, okay? Like, we always was doing something. And so I've been working since I was a teenager. And it wasn't until the pandemic when I literally could not, like, everybody had to stop and not work and had to sit with themselves. And I was like, wow, like, this is the first time in forever I'm not in school, I'm not in work, I don't gotta do something major. I can just rest, I can just play, I can just go hang out with friends, I can just travel. And so when I got a taste of that, I started to realize I want my rest ethic to be just as good as my work ethic. And I saw that on Instagram the other day, and I was just like, wow, like, I really want that for myself. And so I feel like I came to LA, I worked my tail off these past 4 years, y'all. I did everything I said I wanted to do and more. I don't want to just be submerged in a work culture, hustle. Like, that's not me. And I know y'all probably like, girl, you're moving to New York, that's New York, right? But I have family and people in New York and Jersey and, you know, down south and all that, where like they see this city as home. They don't just see it as a place of work. And I absolutely plan to cultivate my home as a place of rest and a safe haven where it's not always going to be work. And by the grace of God, since I work from home, I'll be able to really like manage what my quality of life will be like and what that balance of work and life will look like. So I would say career. I feel like I've realized God does not need a location to deliver on his word. Yes, locations do have a lot of significance in where you need to be, because these past 4 years were absolutely ordained by the Lord. But he does not need a location to carry out his word. Like, it's not a requirement. And I feel like I also had to come out of that idea of like, if I'm not in LA, I'm not gonna make it. Like, I had to come out of this idea of that, because I feel like I was putting my faith in the city more than I was in Christ. And so I'm really trying to take a step back and really be like, you know what, Lord, I trust that you can use me wherever I am, location-wise, geographic. And there was even this scripture, y'all, I came across one day doing my devotion, where it was like something about like the Holy Spirit being with you from the east to the west. Like, it was so beautiful. And if I find it, I'm gonna try to put it down here for y'all to see. But I recognized that yes, LA was a place I needed to be for a specific period of time. I was positioned on purpose to be here. Most people who are here and who are believers are called to be here on assignment, like myself. But we don't have to stay here to be on assignment. God can move us. God can say, okay, yeah, you could do this, you could do that. Like, he can give us the release to do different things. And so I think I had to just release this idea that like, if I leave LA, I'm gonna fail. And a lot of people leave feeling that, and I hate that, because like, God can use you anywhere. Your destiny, your purpose is not attached just to this city. You can be used in Starbucks, you could be used pumping gas. Like, the Lord can use you anywhere. I feel like if you've survived a month in LA, a year in LA, whatever it has been, it might have not been 4 years, you still need to give yourself a congratulations and a pat on your back, because you did that. So if there is anyone watching this video who may feel guilty or sad or ashamed that they had to leave LA because it just didn't work out for them, I really pray that you find peace in knowing that like God can still use you and your story is not over yet, okay? Like a delay is not a denial. Sometimes God just has to delay a few things so that we can get the word and the maturity and the discipline so that we know how to properly carry out what it is that he needs us to do. So I just send my love to anyone who may be feeling like, dang, like I had to move LA and like couldn't do what I wanted to do and just feel ashamed, because I know that shame comes with a lot. Shame comes on a lot of people who try to leave LA or who want to leave and who are afraid to say it. Child came on me and I had to fight it. It took a whole year to come to this realization that I wanted to leave LA. The next thing is culture, y'all. This is the last point. I think that the LA culture definitely helped me be more of myself. Coming from the East Coast and growing up in a super conservative home, I was sometimes put in a box. Like I wasn't always able to show my personality and be myself. Like I always had to be like super buttoned up and uptight, right? Like, but deep down inside, y'all, I'm super goofy, I'm super fun. A lot of people don't notice about me, but like low-key, I'm mad funny in real life. And people are always like, yo, girl, you're hilarious. Like, you need to like, you know, make more funny videos and have more fun and this, that, and the third. And it wasn't until I moved to Los Angeles where I realized like, oh, I can be myself and no one's gonna judge me. Not in a sense where you could just go out and do whatever the heck you want, but people here are fun, they're free flowing, they're not constrained to time. Like, so I got to kind of like, you know, not become so uptight, and I got to be myself. I show more of my personality in my content and in my videos, and I feel more comfortable and confident on set now because I like share like who I truly am. I'm not afraid to say I love Jesus on set. I used to be afraid to like share my faith in open settings and things because I'd be afraid that people would try to like persecute me, which people still do, okay, let's just be real. But I ain't afraid to fight back, okay? I'm saved, not soft. Yeah, I feel like LA like helped me just like take a breather and relax and chill and have fun and get the years back that I felt were stolen from me as a child. Like I got to just have fun. So there was a lot of years in my teenage years and in my childhood that like I had to work, I had to miss out on special moments in school and dances and things because I always had to like be an adult a little too fast. And being in LA, I feel like God redeemed that time and allowed me to have fun, allowed me to like meet genuine cool people, helped me get to know the word for myself. I can say I know the Lord for myself. Like I'm not out here living on my grandmother's faith or my mother's faith. Like I got my own faith, okay? So I would say like the culture here definitely helped me blossom and bloom and become. But I will say that sometimes if you're not careful, you get too comfortable. Like I really struggle, y'all, with being on time, and I'm doing my best to learn how to be on time. But that's one thing about LA, like the culture of LA is like be late, who cares? Like girl, ain't nothing gonna start on time. And for me, where I'm trying to go in my business and where I'm trying to go in my career as a professional executive, like I need to know how to be on time. I need to know how to be sharp. I need to know how to be disciplined. I need to know how to eat healthier. LA has definitely helped me lock in on my health and like how to eat healthier. And I plan to take that to New York with me. It's kind of hard, y'all, because them oxtail Caribbean food in New York look good. I'm excited, but I don't know what I'm about to get myself into. But culturally, like when I say culturally, like the culture of the environment in the city, I feel like being in New York is really going to teach me how to be tough, how it's going to really teach me like how to be blunt and honest, how to be bold, how to be sharp, punctual, on time. Like I need that. And so I'm super excited to kind of get thrown into that, especially with my anxiety, because I tend to run from those things, and I really just want to challenge myself to be better at that, because I want God to be able to trust me with $1 million, $1 billion business one day. And if he can trust me with that, I also got to be trusted with time and discipline and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I would say that the culture of the location definitely influences your lifestyle. Even just like drinking in LA and New York too, is very like, but LA is a different world, y'all. Like drinking and smoking weed out here is just like, if you don't do that, sometimes people can look at you a certain type of way. I no longer like care to really drink. Like I no longer care to go out and get drinks all the time. And I know that that's pretty much just the American culture, but there's something about being in LA that I was just like, I'm really outgrowing a lot of things here. This all comes back to my relationship with Christ. I really feel like the more I get closer to him, the more he kind of just like prunes me and just takes the desire for things away from me. And I think it's just the lifestyle. Like, I just don't want to live a lukewarm lifestyle. I want to be around sharp people. And honestly, this is not just LA. You can find this anywhere. But me personally, I think being in LA, it got a little too comfy, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. I will absolutely be visiting LA and coming back and doing all of the things, y'all. But as of now, like, I'm headed to New York, y'all. I'm about to be a Brooklyn baddie. Whew. So yeah, y'all, that is a mouthful. But I would say if I had to sum up my experience of being in LA in those like points, I would say those are the top 3. It would be like community, career, and culture. Like, those are just the things that are influencing this move. I'm super blessed and grateful that I got to spend 4 years here. LA is my second home, y'all. I got friends that turned like family here. I'm gonna always be back. I may have a trip at the end of this month to go back to LA. Like, honestly, y'all, I plan to be here all the time. So this is just a farewell, not a goodbye. And I'm super excited, and I'm so thankful for everyone who's just loved on me and supported me and like really just been there for me while I've been in LA. It was a time being here, and I'm just so grateful. But yeah, we're moving to Brooklyn, y'all. And by the time y'all see this video, I'm gonna be a Brooklyn baddie, okay? That's it for this video. Make sure you're following me on Instagram, y'all, for all of the life updates. There's so many exciting things happening. If you ain't already tapped in, sis, get tapped in, okay? Because we going to the top, okay? We going coast to coast. We gonna be everywhere that the Lord sends us. And I'm just super excited to take y'all along with me. I love y'all, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.